let's get into your Black History Fact of the Day. Today, we are going to be talking about the importance of Black women and how we carry the Eve gene or the L0 gene, okay, which is linked to the divine higher power. And we are essentially the mothers of humanity, and science backs it up. Let's get into it. All right, so the mitochondria Eve, which is the most recent woman from whom all living humans descend, lives in sub-Saharan Africa. For you guys that don't know, Africa is a continent, and Africa was people of color, black people specifically, is from. Okay? Now, mitochondria Eve, the name alludes to the biblical Eve. Okay? She is the most recent common ancestor of all living humans. In other words, she is defined as the most recent woman from whom all living humans descend in an unbroken line purely through their mothers and through their mothers of those mothers, back until all lines convey on one woman. In 1987, genetics compared the mitochondria DNA genetic information passed from mothers to their offspring of people from different populations around the world and find that they are linked in an unbroken line to mitochondria Eve. This does not mean that she was the first woman, nor the only living female of her time, nor the first member of a new species. It only means that she is the most recent female ancestor to which all living humans are linked. She was believed to have lived in East Africa or Botswana. Now, it also is estimated between 200,000 through 130,000 years ago she lived, okay? Now, let's get into a more specific study that breaks down how black women specifically carry this gene, okay? So, the idea that black African women have the most ancient and diverse mtDNA lineage is based on the concept of the mitochondria Eve gene, okay? Now, let's get a little bit deeper. Oops, hold on. There was a study done, okay, by Vanessa Haynes, a genetics, basically someone that studied genetics and everything like that, at the Galvin Institute of Medical Research in the University of Sydney in Australia, have produced data that they believe is able to pinpoint exactly where in Africa these Homo sapiens originated. This research was conducted through genetic tracing of the Eve gene, otherwise known as one of the oldest DNA lineages on Earth, okay? So the Eve gene, what race has the Eve gene? An African woman is the mother of all humanity, otherwise known as mitochondria Eve, an East African woman who walked the earth in an estimated 200,000 years ago, to whom all humanity traces back to, okay? Now, I did find this a little bit interesting when I was doing more research on this. I already knew about this concept, guys, but I wanted to get more information for you guys. When I originally discovered the Eve gene, I think it was like in 2020, there was no information or no disclaimers talking about don't misinterpret this information, and basically saying don't use this information for racist ideas or concepts or anything like that. I am only assuming, I'm going to say allegedly, that these disclaimers are added due to Trump scrubbing DEI and everything like that, and how people don't want people to know how influenced and how impactful and how a direct line we do have to God, black people have to God. So I found these disclaimers all throughout articles talking about this concept should not be misinterpreted and should not be used to support racist ideas. I don't know what's racist with saying that black people are the oldest, have the oldest DNA, and black women specifically carry the Eve gene. Also, too, we're able to produce all different shades of people. You could be albino, you could have blonde hair, you could have red hair, you could have black hair, you could have freckles, you could have not freckles, you could be dark skinned, you could be light skinned, you could be medium. We produce all different shades of people. And that's nothing racist about it, that's just a fact. Just some information for you guys.